So now I have a rug in 2-point perspective. Let's say that I want to make a sofa on this wall. So let's say that I kind of want it to be like this is kind of where it's going to sit, right? So just like with a 1-point perspective, you want your footprint, sketch it out, and then you're going to come up with your verticals, because no matter what kind of perspective you're doing, your verticals are always going to be vertical. Let me get rid of the rug line so it's not confusing. So here's our rug, it stops there. Here's our rug, it goes behind there. So this is our sketch footprint. So for each corner you come up with your vertical. And you're going to use, remember, if you're doing a long line here, then you're using the opposing side's vanishing point. So I'm going to connect those 2 back lines, right? And then I'm going to connect the front 2 lines. Okay? And then to get the depth here, the short lines, we're going to use the same side's vanishing point. From each corner. Okay, let me fix this because I didn't before. Okay, so now we kind of have the framework for our 2-point perspective sofa. Now we just need to turn it into what we want it to be. We're just going to do the same kind of thing we did with the 1-point, where I'm going to make it kind of modern because that's easier to show you, and then you guys can make it whatever you want it to be. So let me get rid of that because we don't need it. So we're going to use, and remember that line should go to your vanishing point on the other side, right? And this should line up as well. Okay, this guy is going to go back to this vanishing point, and so is this one, just like that. Okay, so now this is going to go down, connect it back to your vanishing point because it's a short depth line. It's kind of like a puzzle, so don't feel like you'll never get it if you're confused. Okay, so now we have a place for the cushions to kind of sit. So basically, you would just add in those cushions, give it some thickness. I think it's going to go about there. Make them a little lighter. So maybe that vertical can divide the cushions in half so that you have a 2-seater. So see how that works? And that's where your knees will go. This is where your butt will go. And then we just need to add some thickness over here. So I'm going to back mine up a little bit and make it a little thicker on the back side. And I'm just kind of sketching this out. There we go. So this is what it's going to look like in the end. Straighten up my vertical. Straighten up this vertical. Straighten up that edge where it connects to the vanishing point. And then straighten up that back edge. Make sure that these lines go to this guy so that the perspective is correct. And if you wanted to add some softness, you could round this over. This could go up and round over and be more cushiony, so you could get rid of this line so it's more modern. Or you could make it have some comfy pillows, right? And kind of sit like that. So you could get rid of the stuff in the corner. So now you have a nice little pillow that sits there. If you want to do the old school like pillow with the deep V that people where they karate chop them, I know that was popular for a while. You could add that. So just like that. I don't like that, but that's up to you. If you were to do a coffee table, so like, remember you kind of want to center it, right? So if that's what you want to do. So I'm going to say maybe this is kind of where I want my coffee table. So using my vanishing point, line here, line there. Now using this vanishing point, line here, line here. And then you just come up vertically and then connect those there. I'm just sketching, but you need to make sure yours are right. Okay, so lucite, hey, you can see through it. If you want it to be something different, you can add details. So I'm gonna make mine modern because this is modern and I like modern. So I'm sketching out what I want it to look like. So now I just need to go back and make things line up. Make your verticals vertical, right? Unless they're supposed to be angled, then make them angled. Use this vanishing point to fix that underside. That looks good. Vertical, vertical, vertical. Now that should go back to that vanishing point for the depth there. So see how that's the underside, right? So let me make that more obvious. This goes with that vanishing point, and this little line goes with this vanishing point, so it's going to look like that. And now that's the underside, right? Same goes here. This should go to that vanishing point. The underside there. Clean up my lines. And there we go. Now I have a plain old modern coffee table. If I want to put something in the center of it, do your X. Make sure that you're using your ruler and that it's straight, right? So for me, that's where that is. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the 1 point and just make kind of a vase situation. Flower pot, whatever. Okay, so that's my sketch. So now let's make it make sense. Remember, you don't ever want pinched corners because ellipses are perfect circles. They're just turned in perspective, so there shouldn't be any weird angles. It should all flow and be circular. And let's put some mother-in-law's tongue or something like that, right? Some of you guys will call that the snake plant. I'm old school. It's called mother-in-law's tongue since I was a kid. Give it some grass or dirt or whatever to go in the pot, and then finish it out. And again, just like with the ellipse from the 1 point perspective, you want to divide it this way and make sure that whatever is on this side is also on this side so that it's a mirror image, and then divide it that way, and whatever is down here, the mirror image to that is up here, so that then you get a nice perfect ellipse. And just erase the sketchy lines that you don't need. Okay? If there are any questions, you guys just let me know.